in California, but is at a high level, especially today through Wednesday. This is a time period where those Santa Ana winds will increase. We'll have all the details on what to expect coming up in your first alert weather forecast.
And when those winds start increasing, watch out for debris and items blowing across the road. Be extra careful out there. Drive times are off to a good start for the 10, East LA to the 405. No problems for the 101 and the 110 in good shape from Carson to downtown LA. We'll have more drive times and closures coming up in a little bit. Stay with us.
Shanna Mendiola. So every time I look over at you, I'm just like looking behind you going, what's next? What's to come? Because I know that now we know what can happen. So now we're really afraid of these winds coming.
Yeah, these next round of winds are going to be significant, not as strong as the last round, but they're strong enough to cause trouble and problems where the National Weather Service issued another PDS, particularly difficult situation.
Dangerous.
Kind of a dangerous situation. Thank you. It's like, it's been the fourth time here in 3 months. So it just shows you how severe our conditions have been. 20 to 55 mile per hour wind gusts are expected through LA and Ventura County, where that is going to be issued starting tomorrow. We've got the Inland Empire in Orange County with 20 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts. So notice how this next round of wind isn't going to be as strong as the last round, but it is going to add to the issues because we already have dry conditions out there and currently burning fires. Two wind prone regions, Newhall Pass, Topanga, and Malibu Canyon. This is where the strongest winds will move through. If you kind of take a look at the map in this yellow right here, that's where the Palisades fire is. So we'll monitor the conditions there. And then we take a look at the Inland Empire, and this is another location where we see some of the strongest winds when we get those Santa Anas. Cajon Pass through Santa Ana, and that's where we're going to find that. Now, some parts of LA are going to be wind sheltered, but as we know from the other night, there wasn't much wind that happened, and we saw a flare up in the Palisades fire. So with the additional wind, that is going to possibly cause some issues, especially where we're going to see them gust even stronger. Remember, 20 to 30, even 40 mile per hour wind gusts will be developing throughout the day. Starting at around lunch, we'll see possible 40 mile per hour wind gusts in those mountain tops, but through Moore Park, Thousand Oaks, you'll start to see some gusts there anywhere between 30 and 40 miles per hour. And then we'll get to about tonight at 10 o'clock, and this is when we're going to begin to watch for the dry conditions and the red flag warning basically for most of Southern California begin. This is because rounds of these types of winds are going to move through. Again, they're significant in the fact that it is going to be a long duration of wind. I fast forwarded to Tuesday here tomorrow. We're still going to see consistent winds and consistent strength of those winds. As we get to the evening hours, still looking at that all the way through Wednesday. So over 24 hours of this type of wind adding to the dry conditions out there, and any fires that do start, unfortunately, are going to rapidly spread and be very difficult to fight. Now, we did highlight the Palisades fire right here in this outline, as well as the Eaton fire, because although they are looking at light wind, there's still a little bit of wind coming your way there. So we'll monitor anywhere between 10 to 20 mile per hour wind gusts, maybe even 30 at times. Again, any little bit of wind can switch the direction of the growth and where it's headed. So we'll be monitoring that for you, where we do not have much rain going on here over the next 7 days. Notice how it is absolutely dry. Wind is going to be a factor from today through Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, we may see a little change in terms of some help from Mother Nature. I think Friday we might get a little bit more humidity, so we've added a little bit of cloud coverage there, but anything we can get and less wind here later this week will help out in the firefight in Southern California. All right, let's take a look at some traffic right now. That's also very important, especially as folks get out the door here this morning. Robin's got you covered.
Yeah, absolutely. Folks getting out the door, heading to work. Kids are going to be back in school. And you mentioned the wind, Shanna. When the winds pick up, there are so many items that could be scattered across the road. So you just want to be extra cautious, extra careful. And then the winds could impact traffic lights. You may encounter an intersection where the lights are not working. So be sure to treat it as a four-way stop if you approach any dark intersections. Right now, I'm tracking a crash. We do have injuries. It's on the southbound side of the 101 right around Highland Avenue. You'll see that activity blocking the left lane. So you may encounter a little bit of slow traffic there passing the scene. Northbound, it's looking good so far. I'll keep my eyes on it. It is still under 15 minutes for your drive going south from the 170 split through the scene of the crash that I just showed you and down to the 5. The 110 looks good from the 5 to the 105. No problems for South 5 from the 170 down to the 10, 15 minutes and growing for your drive time. We'll pick at more freeways coming up a little bit later. Lynette, back to you.
All right, Robin, thank you. And if you would like